Alright, into Turtle Pack we get the triple horse to start, so we'll take the level up and go for a turn 1 crab run. Now while the run is playing in the background, I'll just explain why we're looking at this instead of new stuff. And the main reason is that I've been spending all my time since the update dropped yesterday trying to get the website updated. So there are a ton of new units, I think it's 50 plus new pets, plus there's loads of new foods and actually a bunch of new toys as well, because there have been changes to hard mode. So hard mode now, there are 3 toys you get to choose from instead of only 2, and there are a bunch of new ones in there. So maybe we'll actually play some hard mode on this channel for the first time in a long time. There's also been some changes to customs, of course. We know that there's going to be a standard format and a wild format to try and separate out the people who want to play broken stuff from the people who want to play fair stuff. Now it is going to take a bit of time for that to settle down, I would imagine, and they'll probably need to make some more changes to it. But that is going to affect the website, because I'm going to need to work out a way to generate packs that are both standard and wild. But on top of that, they've actually changed some other things which are a little bit surprising. And the main one is that custom packs and also random weeklies now have 3 foods on tier 1. Now I'm not sure why this change has been made. Given that there's only 1 food slot all the way up until turn 5, I'm not sure what benefit there is to having 6 foods potentially available. But that's the way it's going to be, and so we're going to have to modify the website to support that. It's funny when you're working on a project and you make some assumptions which you think are set in stone, and then a couple of years down the line everything changes and it's back to the drawing board. So at least the developers of SAP are keeping me on my toes. But that's the reason why probably for at least the rest of this week we're not going to have any new material. It's all going to be from the backlog. And there's still plenty of stuff to get through. But generally that's the case anyway. Whenever there's an update, I prefer to wait a little bit before I play and let the servers settle down a bit. So this particular run is obviously turn 1 crab, and it happened when I was trying to record the 5 of a kinds for the 5k special in Turtle. And one of the ones that I actually really wanted to try and get was Snail, which I've attempted many times, and it just hasn't panned out. You get to that point where you've got loads of snails, they've all got huge HP, but then they just don't have enough attack in the late game, and even if you give them all steak, it's not going to be good enough. But haven't given up on it. I will get back to trying to complete Snail at some point. Someone has done it already, otherwise it would be listed on the website as incomplete, but it has been done. Just not by me, I don't think. So Crab is kind of a strange unit. It's had many different iterations. It's one of those units that when you first get it, it's pretty bad. It usually starts out as only having 1 health. So I guess it's pretty similar to the other percentage-based units on the lower tiers in Dodo and Badger. They both have kind of that inherent setup cost where you buy them and initially their impact isn't that great, but then once you get them to level 2, things can really start to take off. So here, for instance, we give the skunk an extra 4 health from the pear and the monkey buff, and that's going to give the crab an extra 4 health as well. And in fact, in this situation, it results in the opposing skunk hitting the crab instead of our skunk. So you can kind of use crab as like a decoy, where it's going to guarantee that it has the highest health on the team, especially when we get it to level 3. And then as long as it copies early enough, it can kind of draw the fire from opposing units that target the highest health unit. Now, generally your crab is going to end up not having the highest attack, especially in Turtle Pack, where you don't have specific foods for buffing attack, like hot dogs, for instance, in Star Pack. I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head. I guess the only one in this pack is pigeon, but I think pretty quickly you're going to get to a point where you're not going to be buy-selling pigeons. So it makes a lot of sense to put chili on crab, because with the high health, you're hoping to attack many times. Now, chili, I think, has kind of decreased in value quite a lot in Turtle Pack because there are so many people playing the hurt teams. You know, your crab is probably going to end up hitting like blowfish or camel with garlic in the second or third positions quite often. But because we're going for the turn 1 tier 2 here, we're not really going to focus too much on that. We're just going to play some pretty standard Turtle Pack and just hope that the one big unit plus skunk is going to be strong enough to get us to a position where the crab plus snake combo can just win. And here the one-up snake knocks out the chick, and the high health on the swan gets us the victory. Snake having lower starting health now, I think it really is felt quite a lot. You know, you just notice that your snake is getting sniped more frequently, or maybe knocked out by chili more frequently. Me having just said that chili isn't all that common, but here you can see what I mean. You know, there's so many of these elephant blowfish teams that you're very likely to be triggering them with the chili, although in this situation it doesn't happen. And level 2 snake knocks out their last unit, so we're on to 8 trophies. Swan is gone because now we can use 2 cats at the same time. I would like to also get the crab to level 3 here, which luckily we find it on the last roll. Fairly tame looking summon build with level 3 horse. And the 40 health on the crab is probably going to be more than enough. It is kind of strange, you know, you go from playing customs where there are so many ways to disrupt a team that has a snake. You know, the positioning of the snake can be very important. And if you just have eggplant or seahorse or any number of things, you can move things around. But in Turtle Pack, they're guaranteed to stay exactly where they are. As we actually face opposing skunk with snake mushroom. So clearly has very similar ideas to me, but the bison plus otter isn't going to be good enough, and the turn 1 crab gets the win. So yeah, like I said earlier, it's probably going to take a while before I manage to record some stuff with the new update, but there are some fun runs from last week still waiting to be edited, so they'll probably come out first.